Whoa. Used panty sale. So, yes, it can be very problematic. And uh, especially as a seller, they have no way for you to really contact them. My shop got suddenly suspended with no email from Etsy in regards to suspension or why. Um, and I've been in some of the forum things, and there's some sellers in that are real nasty. And like, there was one girl who was like, "Well, don't you sell stripper clothes?" And it's like, I didn't even respond to that. And if they do, they'll pick on you and pick on you, and they're horrible. I went and looked at that girl's shop. She had all about 10 things, claiming everything was vintage, and she had like a lot of junk stuff. Um, she had an old Bambi kids book she was selling, and just a lot of stuff that didn't make any sense. But I could go through that shop in a heartbeat and report everything in there because it wasn't vintage for handmade or whatever. But I mean, I'm not into all that petty crap. Every seller sells what they sell, and such is life. Yeah, there's like more tits and butt on Etsy for free than there is anywhere else. And, that's not cool because it should be able to be a family site. I'm sure children shop on there and stuff. And, I think some of the stuff's pretty wild. Um, and most places don't let you sell used stuff. I was looking on eBay today, and they don't do any used clothes unless you clean them first. You can't sell used panties or socks on there at all. And I was kind of surprised. And you sure can't do it on Amazon. What's going on, Inspirational Nomad? But there's used panties I'm seeing on here without even signing into Etsy. Here's one, a used panty sale. 25 bucks. 13 to ship, zero shop reviews. So I don't know. But anyway, so I've sent two emails to Etsy, and I don't know if it's a robot or what. I got two different reps, and oh, you bet, two different reps, and they pay high money. They just raised the fees at Etsy now, apparently, to like 13% or something. That was a new thing today. It was kind of like, because it's such a slow site. Um, the only one slower is like Instagram and Bonanza. Uh, but anyway, so um, they sent me two different responses from two different reps asking me a bunch of pertinent information off of my Etsy account and me personally and stuff, and then said they'd get back to me. And I was like, haven't heard anything 2 days. Then I was on one of the forums, and a nice lady, oh God, no. I mean, right now eBay is kind of revamped. Actually, I used to pay 400 to 600 a month in listing fees to list on eBay back in the early 2000s and stuff. And I used to sell a ton on eBay and Amazon. And it was just a pain in the butt because it's like, God, you're paying, for a brick and mortar store. Back then, you could rent one for that. And now, eBay's doing a thing where every single month you can list 200 ads free or sell 25,000, whichever comes first in a 30-day period, without having to pay for any ads. You do pay their final value fees and all that other stuff, but you don't have to pay the listing fees. which is cool. But here's another one that's trying to get free advertisement on my live. Ugh, these trashy people. Man. But anyway, so uh I haven't got any response. And thank you. I appreciate you. I haven't got any response really from Nancy. I did get that one nice lady in the forum, and she said click on this link and it'll take you to Etsy, and I did, and it takes you where you can literally call them. Thank you so much. You can literally call them, um, uh, and they will call you back. And so I called twice. Finally, I got a call back like 20 minutes. Girl was real nice. I was on the phone with her about 10 minutes. She was researching and stuff. Very, very nice. She said she couldn't even get into my account because they were already investigating, somewhere else because of the emails I sent. So, but she had no answers, no reason why the shop's been suspended. No answer as to how long or anything. And so I don't know what's going on. It's such a slow site, Mother God. My eBay is a problem because the first 30 days I have to ship my products at my cost and wait for the tracking number to clear that they received it, and then usually about 2 or 3 days after that, then eBay will issue payment. Amazon, pays like every 2 weeks, but I guess Amazon's now doing a thing where they're paying more often. I don't know if I can get back on there. I tried to get back on there today, and they screwed up when I signed up trying to put me in a pro seller account, and I didn't want to pay for that. I just wanted just a regular cheap person's account so I could list. And so I stopped putting all my info in, and I messaged to Amazon, and she said, well, you can either go back in and do it and then let them charge you that first $40 or something. I'm like, no. She said, or you can use a new email. What are my best selling items? It depends on which website I'm on. If I'm on Etsy, it's Corona stuff and shoes. Like face masks and Corona glasses, and then like glitter shoes, glitter platform shoes. There's some lady in the forum tonight goes, aren't you the one that sells stripper outfits on Etsy? And it's like, what? That's not nice. And we're not there to make fun of everybody. I hate forums. They've got one in Native Camp, and everybody's nasty mean in there to all the new people. And there's no reason for that. Um, so I don't know, but my shop's been hung up for 2 days. I got over 400 listings that I paid for, because you got to pay for your listings on Etsy and then pay other fees too after it sells. I refunded a guy twice. It's cost me $300, and like I am broke, and uh, it's still hanging up on my account saying I have to ship. And they have put people out of Etsy accidentally and reinstated them. That's happened apparently a lot. I looked in the forums, and it's a lot. And then there was one lady that was reinstated and then not, and then dumped the next couple days. So, but Etsy is a really, really slow site. I got on it because everybody on Shark Tank's going, yeah, I sold millions on Etsy and all this. And I'm like, damn, I need to get on there. I tried for 3 years to get on Etsy. They wouldn't take PayPal. So that was really a problem, because I like PayPal on all of my, internet accounts when I do sales, even on my personal website. And so finally I just went down and got a commercial account just for Etsy. Like a year ago. And then I started listing on Etsy. And I did real good, kind of like the beginning of the pandemic. I was getting lots of orders for the Corona glasses being rhinestoned. A lot of nurses were buying those. But and then I get, some shoe orders every once in a while. But I don't the sales just aren't there. It's like 1, 2, 3 sales a month. I've had, one month where I had no sales, and I just try listing all kinds of different stuff. I have children's lines, I have adult lines, I have jewelry, um, I have hobby stuff for people doing crafts. Etsy is supposed to be either handmade, craft supplies, or vintage. Uh, 20 years old. They put a message out to the sellers. I guess it was yesterday, where they said, "Oh well, everything's got to be, if it's listed vintage, it's got to be like 30 years old or something." It was like, whoa. Now, if you list vintage on eBay, that means it's used. So you really have a hard time understanding eBay's ads in the past because everybody puts vintage on there when it's used. Um, you know, I put sometimes I put vintage used in the ad or on the title because I don't want anybody to be fooled, you know. I'm ultra honest in my ads. I just really am. And you have less problems with it that way. I was talking to a lady in the forums tonight that's in England, and she's having trouble with all the people ordering from the USA. And they're complaining after they make the order, they want a refund before she's even shipped because the shipping was so grossly high. And yes, it is. When you order stuff, I don't care where you order from, if it's on Amazon, eBay, or what, and you're ordering, from a place that's in England, it's really scary because I did that. I made really good friends with a seller in England years ago on eBay, and she just had the neatest stuff. And she would have these auctions, and I'd win them all like for $1 each. But then, it would tell you the shipping was like, $5. But when the bill came through PayPal, everything was like 3 and 4 times the price. And it was like, what the heck? And I messaged her and I said, I don't understand. It said this on when I bought it, but it's saying a different thing. She said, well, because it's the transfer of the money from pounds to, US dollars. And so, yeah, that's the real price. I said, you sure? Because it'd be 3 and 4 times the price. And I was like, well. And so, it's just, and plus I used to ship all over the world. And I have a cousin in Denmark, and she likes Merle Norman. And she would say, gosh, will you go down and get me this? I will pay you extra, whatever. We can't get it here. I said, oh, okay. And the last thing I shipped her was one blush. The blush cost 35. It cost 25 or 27 to ship to Europe. And they don't even give you tracking numbers. You can't even prove they got it. If you're doing commercials. So I got out of it. Plus, I had a friend of mine that was selling on eBay, and he was selling collector's watches and things. He sent 10 watches to Canada, and they claimed they didn't get them. And he was PayPal'd for well over $1,000 on that. So I just don't do anything out of the continental United States. That means I don't do Hawaii or Canada either. They are problematic too. When you ship to Hawaii, it takes like a month for them to get it. When you ship to Canada, it can sit in customs for life. And when you ship to Europe, it's just messy all the way around, especially if they charge them taxes. If you write on the thing that it's a gift, you can go to the federal penitentiary for writing on the forms at the post office that it's a gift when it's a sale. So, they always want you to write as a gift when you ship it to them so they don't have to pay taxes at customs to pick it up. And I won't do it. I'm not going to the pen for that. So, I just don't do any overseas sales at all. But I'm really sad because, like, my income has just stopped. I'm, like, ultimately broke. And that's not a good thing. My storage is in office. We're due today. Tomorrow they're going to be on the first late fee, $20 each one. And things are a little problematic here. They rented one of the other offices for storage, supposedly, but it's not coming out this way. That lady's bringing her dog in here, and she was in the bathroom for an hour this morning. We have our own bathroom in the offices, so I couldn't even get in there to use it. And she took her whole bath in there. come out with wet hair and all that crap. And I'm like, what the hell? And then they came back. Oh, and they didn't lock the deadbolt on the door. That's really creepy. And then they came back later and used the bathroom. And the bathroom was, going on for an hour with the fans and everything, right next to my computer. And I was teaching an English class, and they couldn't hear me. And when I got done, I wanted to go to the bathroom, and I went and told them in the front office. I said, "Look, the bathroom. Somebody's been in there for like 30 minutes now, and I need to go." And he was like, "Well, so." So I went and I knocked on the door. Nobody answered. Opened the door, and there was nobody in there, and they left all the lights and fans on. And I was like, "Oh boy." So I don't know how it's going to work out. I was not happy when I was trying to teach, and that dog was barking, and they were in the bathroom for like an hour. The teaching's wonderful. I taught one girl I taught today was really sweet. She her daughter's getting ready to come to the United States to work for TDK, and it's either going to be in Chicago or Michigan, and uh her mom's kind of worried. Her mom has a business in Japan, and she's kind of worried about it, and she's okay because she can get a visa and come out for 3 months or whatever to be with her daughter. So that's neat. Native camp. It's so easy. That class was a free conversation. 25 minutes. And I mean, the time goes so fast. You can't even blink. It goes so fast. So we were down to the last 7 seconds. And she was like, okay, well, I guess I got to go now. And I looked up and it said 7 seconds left and it's counting down. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I told her, thank you so much. Had a great time. Enjoyed having you in class, at Native Camp in Florida today. And, but it was all free conversation. It was about, how her daughter is very smart and um, how she's coming to the United States in the spring to work for TDK. She's got a job there. Um, no, they can't tip you and you can't ask them for money. You get paid by the class, 25-minute class. You do a little report card at the end of the class of sentences they learned or sentences you corrected, mispronounced or misspelled words, and then new words they learned, and then you put a little note on the bottom. I really enjoyed having you in my class today, and can't wait to see you next time. Have a nice and profitable week. They like when you wish them profitable. It's a real big thing. Um, but it's everybody I've had so far has been wonderful. Sometimes there's no video, so you don't see their face. And most of them are doing it on their cell phone, and the signal's really bad in the Orient. So occasionally a class will get dropped. I haven't had any fallout. But um, uh, I did have one guy that all he did was look down the entire time that I was teaching class. And I was like, I thought, well, maybe later I thought, well, he's got the phone so low that he's looking down at it on a table or something. Because it was just really weird to be talking to this guy and he never looked at me eye to eye. And so, but he was adorable. But it's mostly, I get a lot of older people. And they just want to learn English. And I taught one guy one night that's been taking English on native camp for 10 years. I talked to another one who's taking it for 2 years because he wants to come back here because he does solar paneling and stuff. And he left here with his tail between his legs because he couldn't understand a lot of what people were saying, and his English wasn't good enough, he felt. And so he went back to his home country and he said, I'm going to take all the English classes I could take, 24 hours, 7 days a week until I get it right. And then I'm going back. And I was like, wow. So I don't know. The girl I talked to in that class, she said the gas is really high and they're very concerned about this stuff with Russia. And She said that the rents are very high in Japan right now. Also, which is interesting. Um, and it was just really a lot of fun. You meet some really super neat people. It's like they should really be paying you to do it. Um, I was kind of bummed because they went down on that sudden classes to like $4 a class, and when normally I make 5 and 6 a class, but they've got a bunch of bonuses this month too. So if you do a lot of classes, you get all the bonuses too. So, um, but it is a lot of fun. You know, so uh, but uh, I really need to be making money faster than that right now. I got things going. So, but if I can get that Etsy back up, I've run so many sales. Um, I may have to really do some massive sales stuff and try to recoup some money really fast, and then get my eBay swinging. To where I have the money to ship. The more expensive items and heavier items, and get that thing rolling if it'll continue to last. I hope it does. I hope they don't shut me down. And then I was trying to get on that Amazon tonight, and that got all screwed up. So I'll probably try again tomorrow with more patience and start over and make another email and see if I can get back in, because I'm not committing to that $40 a month on a commercial account. And I think that's how I'll get busted too, is if I open a commercial account. I need to just open the regular person's account, the individual account. So, yeah. So I don't know, but it's kind of cool outside right now. Um, and last night was all messed up boondocking. That was really scary. I had a trucker that was acting weird around my car, and it was getting kind of spooky. Um, so I don't know, but and I went to a place I hadn't been to in a while too. So that was really kind of weird. But yeah, it's getting warmer in the morning, so I have to set my alarm to get up so I don't get past that heat mark, because it'll only take about 15, 20 minutes to be dead from the heat. So, uh, yeah. So I don't know, but somebody's got to come and real soon. I had some people that were supposed to pick up that lawnmower today out of that old auction stuff, and I got it listed dirt cheap, and everybody sends me messages all day long, but they're not ready to pick up. They just want to talk, and I don't have time to talk. So, um, yeah. So I just don't know, but yeah, it's just rough. So my two storages will get locked up tomorrow morning because they're late. And they won't really do anything in my office. How far am I from Orlando? Well, Orlando's about the same as Tampa. I'm probably about 5.5 hours from here. I used to work in Tampa a lot, really a lot. So, I love that area. I love mid Florida. I adore Orlando, but Orlando is on the wrong side of the state, really, for the weathers. I was at Orlando like 2 days after it was wiped out in a big hurricane. And I could not believe seeing the damage in person. That was freaky. Um, but it's a super neat place, and there was clubs there, and I went into a couple clubs, tried to run in them and stuff, and couldn't really get anything there. But Tampa was great. I worked it every week for a couple years. Let's see, what does it say? Oh yeah, about 5.5 hours. Cause see, I'm in Upper Florida, so I'm about 40 minutes of Pensacola. They call it Picola, and I'm about 2 hours of Panama. So I'm right in between those two places. I'm Destin, Fort Walton area, and right by the airport. And it's very nice here. I do not like Picola. It's a dirty, nasty place day or night. I worked there for a lot of years. But once the night falls, oof. But I've made a lot of money down there running into clubs. It's just real low quality of girls. They're thieves and stuff. But and they're dirty clubs. Um, and several clubs have been closed since then too. So there were some real neat clubs back a while back. There were some pretty neat clubs there. And most of those were gone for one reason or another. Um, but Panama used to be really good up until about 6 years ago, and then the money just kind of stopped. And then, especially when one of the big club owners was murdered, that was really terrible. Um, and this area, most of the clubs have closed except for just a couple. And um, I don't, because of the gun scenes that have been going on, I just haven't run in the clubs here locally for a little while because of the gun problems they've been having. I'm just not doing it. you know, I was stuck in the Red Rose and locked in there twice with all the customers and employees, like to almost daylight twice, because of gun problems. And it's just really, the police won't let you leave, and I just don't like the indirect stuff like that. That's just too much. So a lot of it's the clientele that they let come in, and it's going to be a problem. So I like the clubs, the way they were always running Memphis and stuff, and Oklahoma and some other places where they have a more upscale clientele. They have security on the lots, they have security in the clubs, and they're just like fine dining cocktail lounges with nice entertainment. There's a real nice club down by Orlando. It's called Rachel's. Man, is that a place? They have the best food there. Oh my gosh. Excellent, very, very reasonable. And I mean, it's linen tablecloth dining. And every girl there has to wear a floor length gown. It's really nicely done. It's done like a Memphis club. But very nice club. But yeah, so I don't know. But I'm just like, gotta do something in a big time hurry. I'm kind of sad about my office. I may give it up if it's going to continue to be problematic. It scares me to death. These people are so irresponsible. I told them it was a really bad idea to rent that office out for storage. Um, they don't need to be in here. And two, we're working businesses in these offices, and we don't need the noise and the bullcrap. I was pissed when the freaking dog was barking away. All three of my leases say no dogs. So I don't know why anybody else can bring one in. What is my favorite food? Oh gosh, I don't know. Um, I like all types of different food. I love Mexican, Oriental, um, uh, um, Italian, just all kinds of different things. I just don't like anything weird. Like I don't like escargot, and I don't do octopus, or I don't do a lot of fried food. Um, I don't do any weird stuff. But any of that roadkill stuff, any weird stuff. I don't do any of that weird stuff. I love seafood. I love prime rib. But hell, can't afford any of that. So I've been thinking about you a lot, and I've really been worried about you. And I'm thinking, since you don't have the gazungas, to really seriously get a place when you have that open door, the better thing you can do is at least, go get one of those jeweler's vans. Have you ever seen those? It's, just a hair bigger than your car and smaller than these, Transport 250s or whatever they are. And they're set up really neat. And the people use them for like delivery. Man, nighttime security officer. Just something basic where you work at gated community or drive around parking lot would solve parking. I don't know. There's security jobs here at Harbor Walk and all that, and it's like 20 or 25 an hour. One of them was paying 35 at one point, but I don't think they're doing a lot of that anymore. But uh, I could go back and do the trains. My boss been bugging the crap out of me. Consider A class to B van. Yeah. If you've seen the dealers are selling them, and they people use them a lot of time for a salesman or for I've seen jewelers use them, and they're real nice little white vans, and you can like make it a home, you know, in there, and you would still have a little tiny engine and get really good mileage, but you'd have so much more room to set up than you would in the Jeep thing. And then, at least do that because, man, I'm going to tell you, I don't know how you sleep in that thing, you know. Um, I mean, I hate it. I hate it when it gets scary. Last night was really creepy. Um, I've known a lot of people who do security jobs. My brother did it for Universal Studios for years, but and is retired out of it too. And then they opened a private agency and did that for a long, long time, and then retired out of that. And but I mean, I'm trying to kind of stay out of the pandemic. Um, to try to stay alive. It's the biggest problem. I mean, I could go back to my work and it's all outdoors. Doing the trains. He's called me and wanted me to come back so many times. He was really sure to get me back in January, and I didn't do it because I got this other small problem I'm dealing with a person, and I'm not happy about it in any way. But my biggest thing is that uh, you're comfortable in your Jeep, really? Yeah. Well, here there's not a lot of boondocking. Years ago, you could just about anywhere. Nobody cared. You always knew somebody had could park in somebody's driveway or their front yard, or the beach was a piece of cake. But they've shut all that down. They don't want people on the beaches after nightfall. It's illegal. They will arrest you. Um, and Boy, I tell you, I don't know. I'm just like coming maxed out today. I'm like, man, it's just like everywhere I turn, everything I do, and I said, man, really, I come to the point where I said, well, maybe I should just vlog because at least I'd be having some income coming from that. Um, because I hadn't had a lot of time to vlog because I've been so busy making stuff and listing stuff and all that. I just haven't had the time to YouTube a lot, and I've got so many YouTubes that need to be done with products and discussions that I need to do on YouTube, and I haven't had the time to do it. And man, my YouTube dropped like a rock on this last YouTube month. I was like, whoa, what happened there? But I looked at some other YouTubers, and they have certain months where their stuff just drops. So I don't know. I didn't get a payment the last time, but they're going to combine payments, I guess, this month. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. But yeah, so but that's still not enough. If I could get my eBay rolling really good, without the holds on all the deliveries, I could really be banging because eBay pays by the day. And so that would be really neato. And I could get everything sold because I've got to get the stuff sold. And I mean, I could move back into the one storage unit where I was working to begin with before I got the office and save a ton of money just by dumping my office. And go back to where I began. The problem is it gets really hot too. And that was one reason why the office people wanted to rent to me because they were worried I'd die in the heat working out there. Hell, it was worse than the cold. After the holidays, YouTube revenue drops off. Yours did also? Yeah, it was kind of creepy. I'm like, whoa, what happened? Nobody likes me anymore? It's like really bam. I'm like, ooh. I did a few vlogs and it pulled it right up. January and February are slow YouTube months. I mean, if I had the time to get out and tour around and do some things now that some things are open again, that would be really cool. And especially with my, vlogging stick thing, my bevel vlogger, those things are great. They work so well. Um, it's well worth. It's like $100. It is well worth getting. I that was the first purchase I made with like a stimulus check. ran ran down to Walmart and bought that $100, bevel vlogger thing, and it is really super good. When you're doing walkarounds and stuff. I wished I'd have had it when can I sleep in the storage unit or do it? Oh, I'll be scared to death to do that. I know a lot of people that do. The ones that sleep in the storage units have more rights than I do in my office. I told him, I said, "What, I gotta like live in a storage unit to be here?" There's a guy that's staying over there. He works at Walmart for 3 years. Has a car. Oddly enough, most of these boondockers don't have cars. And he's lived there 3 years in that unit 10 by 10 or whatever it is. And and then he parks in the parking in the back, which they charge for that parking. They never charge him. And he's there every single day and night. Yep. And a lot of times he'll leave his car here and jump the fence and then walk down to Walmart, which is a ways, but yeah, and it's like, I pay for parking, I pay for my storage, I pay for my office, all from the same company. And the lady got pissed off at me recently because she showed me a picture of her new puppy, which she has, a lot of animals, rabbits, birds, and dogs and stuff. And I said, "Oh, that's cute." And then she said, "Oh, it's 100% pit." And I said, "Doesn't even look pit." And she said, "Well, it is." I said, "You sure it's 100%?" And she was like, she got all in flames and said she'd screw my storages and my offices and all this other stuff. And she has. She's jacked my storage up there like 200 each now. Um, he said something about it's so hard to get the messages back up on this thing. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's see. Are there any cheap rooms for rent by you? Well, I mean, hotels, but all the rents are huge here now. And they're not going down. The rent used to be $600 to $1,000 here. And $1,000 gets you on the water, overlooking the water, nice place. But the rents went cuckoo for the pandemic because all these other people came in and bought properties from out of state, like California and stuff, and then turned around and cleaned the things up, gutted them and renovated them, and they're renting them for huge money. And so now, yeah, you're not going to find anything for less than 1,200 for sure. Um, and the average is about 22 to 2,500. So it sounded like California rent. It's cheaper in the Tampa and Mid Florida area to rent. Um, and I do like that area, but I just don't know. I'm kind of open to whatever. My brother really wants me to go back to California, and he's already made arrangements for an office, and he's trying to make arrangements for a retail store for me down by Sidewalk Cafe in Venice, and then and he's trying to make arrangements on some storage stuff. He said we have this friend, and he's like, he's got some storages, and he could probably make a little room for you. I'm like, I got two 10 by 20s, man. And I sold and gave away most all of my furniture. All that one storage is all commercial retail stock, and the other storage is 67 boxes of my daughter's stuff, and then about $100,000 in fabric that's not even been cut, and some of the train stuff, and a very little clothes and shoes because we had all those other storages that were stolen. So, um, very little. But, yeah. And then, like, the seats out of my car. Do you know? I don't like California. It's so expensive. What if I go to California? I was just home a couple years ago, and it was $2,500 a month rent and $10,000 down to get an apartment. I don't have 10K. Two, the homeless are so rampant out there. They're all the way down into Marina Del Rey from downtown LA. I've never seen anything like it. Just to go have lunch there, to go food is a $20 meal. To go food, like if you go in a mall and you want, some of that quick food there or drive through, $20 a person. My brother goes and has hamburgers with his friends at this restaurant, and the French fries are $14. Okay, it's $25 a person to have a hamburger, fry, and a Coke. I mean, it's just gross expensive back home. There's no parking. They've eliminated almost all the parking lots. There's very few gas stations when there was one on every corner at four corners. Most businesses have like 3 and 4 parking. God, no. No, he doesn't have any room. No. No. But, it's, the problem is, first, maybe everything. He's like, why can't you just get a trailer, I'll buy you a trailer and you can load everything up and pull it behind your car. And I'm like, dude, we're talking 2 10x20s. Not counting my 10x20 office. It's stacked full of commercial stock that I've listed online. I have over 400 ads on Etsy that are hanging. My big option is trying to get everything sold and reduce so that I can move. I'm not seeing it. I don't like California. I don't like it. This is like California when I grew up, where I'm at right now. I've always loved this area. I've worked here for many, many years, coming from all over the states, from, Georgia, from Memphis, whatever, to come work here for many, many years, and made huge money. Huge. But I've lived here like twice. So, it's just, I don't have to be here. But I mean, I do love this area, but I don't have to be here. So, plus there's a big problem here. And I would really be better off being somewhere else. So, I just don't know. I really would rather not be in the weathers. I do not like the cold. I mean, I could rent a nice place in Niagara, dirt cheap, with bunches of rooms in it and everything, because I'm used to a big place out at Niagara. And if you've ever been to Niagara Falls, it's a small town, but it's really nice. But they say rents have gone up 100% all across the state, so I don't know. Um, I just right now I don't even have that kind of money, so um, I just don't know. My biggest thing is just trying to get everything sold off and roll. Problem is, it just sells so badly online instead of on person. If I would go back in the clubs and run it all out, in person, I could do it real quick. But and just not so. The thing is, with these websites, I've got special order items, and then I've got the stuff that's already ready and all that, because I'm trying to catch money whichever way I can. I'm handling children's clothes, men's clothes, women's clothes, jewelry, all kinds of stuff. So, trying to catch it any way I can, I mean, I'd love to do candles because they're a big, big seller right now. I've always wanted to do candles, but I just don't want to invest in another hobby, and have more stuff because I'm just putting out more money, I got so many things going right now all at once. I put a huge amount of money just getting into the glitter shoe thing. And I've done okay with that, But, I mean, it's not my favorite thing to do. I'd rather make clothes. So, but yeah, so I don't know. I'm just afraid, with California because I just don't have the money. and it's so hard to make it there. And I just think I would be worse off, you know. Um, my brother offered to buy me a house out there years ago. He said, "Pick a city and I'll buy you a house." And I'm like, "Carmel." Uh, uh, and he's like, "You really would, come back?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you want to buy me a house in Carmel? I could be there." Um, and I made huge money in California. It's fast lane, fast lane with a lot of mean people. Um, and there's like way too much weed out there. People don't keep it to themselves. They're like smoking all over the place, on the street, in the car, and everywhere. I can't stand weed. But uh, yeah. So I don't know. Um, it's just I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, and they're building some more stuff here in this area too, which is good to see because these tourists have come in and bought land and stuff, and so they're actually building more stuff like office buildings and residential stuff. But all that takes time, and I have to make the money to do it. So I don't know. I just don't know what I'm gonna do at this point. I just keep working every day. I'm so tired of working every day, 7 days a week for a year, no days off. I'm tired. So, um, if I could get rolling on eBay again and Amazon, it would be really killer because I can make money hand over fist, no problem. Um, I mean, Etsy's just so dragging slow. But like I said, just got back on that eBay. Don't know how long it's gonna last till they slam me. Um, but in the meantime, I'm kind of hung because I'm putting old cheap old stuff. I'm doing, you know, really cheap stuff and cheap stuff to ship because I just don't have a lot of money and I won't see the money, for days after I ship. So I don't want to get stuck. But yeah, so I got to pay my car insurance in a few days. I don't even have that. So you never know. But yeah. So today was interesting day. So much babysitting, playing with this Etsy thing for the last couple days, and nothing's getting done. So I mean, I wish they would tell me if it's finished or not, and exactly what's going on. And I don't care for what reason they shut it down. It would be nice if they would tell me if it's ever going to be reopened or not, or how long it's going to take. No one has answers, so I don't know. Maybe I'll hear more tomorrow. But I don't know. All I can think of is really probably my serious money is YouTube, and I need to be just YouTubing my eyeballs out. Beatty and them are on YouTube tonight for like 2 hours. I dropped by there for a second, and they didn't even pay attention when I got on there. I was like, dude, you know. But she was sitting there doing her nails, and he was just talking. But yeah, and they were talking about DoorDash and the gas and everything right now. Well, I already told you all about that a couple months ago. It was just getting really, really problematic. And I mean, the pay is real good in this area. All the orders are like 10 and up. But the thing is that, man, I did one and the guy was so nasty rude. I still got to do a vlog about that. Bad, nasty rude. And DoorDash was no help either. And I just kind of had it. And I was working in the storm. Yeah, with no bonuses. Usually, every time it rains, and they throw the bonuses out because nobody wants to drive in the rain. But yeah. So hell, I don't know. My car burns so much gas; it would be scary to be door dashing this week. I bought gas yesterday night, and it cost me. It was like $3.59. I bought gas in Destin this morning was $3.69, and I was like, oh. So it's running. If you get a chance, fill your tank, man. I'm telling you, you better fill your tank and keep it full because we might get really screwballed up here pretty quick on that fuel. It might get really, really scary. And I don't do a lot of miles every day and everything like that, even when I'm boondocking. I mean, it's not like humongous miles. I go to like 4 different cities, and so but I'm still pouring out the gas doing it. But, like I say, there's just not a lot of boondocking here. There's no truck stops here or anything like that. There is way out at Mossy Head. And Mossy Head's pretty much, with that new truck stop, they're pretty much to the point where they're tired of the boondockers because they get so many beggars. People that act like they're broke down and be begging from everybody that steps on that property. That's a big problem. I literally had a lady chase my car and get up to my window waving as I was pulling out. And I drove my Cadillac up there that day. And I rolled the window down about one quarter. And I'm like, what can I do for you? I thought, well, maybe my car's on fire or something as I'm driving off. Oh, can I get some money? My friends are broke down on the expressway. I said, well, then tell them to call 911. It's a free call on your phone. The sheriffs will come and bring you fuel. You know, I have auto service, 24-hour wrecker and auto service, and they'll bring me um, a few gallons for free, and then everything else I pay for after that. No matter where I'm at. So, yeah, that's 24 hours a day. But I pay for that service. But yeah, so I don't know. Today's just kind of so I just don't know. But I was hoping to get something seriously accomplished today, money wise, and it's not there. So I even looked on some sites for selling socks and stuff, and I researched some more of that this morning. And I went onto this Sophia. What is it called? Sophia or something like that is called. And the only problem with that is they actually charge like an admittance fee, which in the article that I read said they didn't, but they do. They charge like some kind of admittance fee, and it's like, oh, I'm not paying that up front. So they have like about 5 sites out there where you could sell, socks and panties and junk. And and then they had the one where you do the videos. They're talking to the people. I don't want to do all that. And I got a ton of videos on YouTube with feet. Yep, a ton of those. And so they can go watch those. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. So how was your day today? Did you have a good day today? And did you have a happy day? A profitable day? I know the weather's pretty good today. It's a little cooler right now. So, and I appreciate the thumbs up, man. So, and I'm so tired, mostly just exhausted from all this stuff going on today. I'm really scared for my office, though. I couldn't believe these people left without putting a deadbolt on the main door. It's just like, no. So, I don't know. But other than that, it's kind of about it, I guess. Like I said, I went over to BB and there was a place there and they were doing a 2-hour vlog. I couldn't get them to do a live vlog way back. And now they're just vlogging away. They're banging it up. They're really grooving. And I mean, I finally, learned how good it is to be on there a lot, especially to do a live. It's very beneficial as a YouTuber. You got to really seriously work it, Just putting out, 5 vlogs here for the whole year, just really doesn't get you anywhere on YouTube. The people want to see you back. And they'll keep coming back if you appear. So, I do see a drop in my stuff when I'm not able to do YouTube a lot. And I see it go up really quickly when I do YouTube a lot. Especially in the lives. I see a lot, and you get more subs too. It just kind of all falls together. Actually, I would really like to be just 100% YouTuber and just YouTube all kinds of stuff and just YouTube. I think that would be really fun. I do love people. I can talk and uh I love the interaction and stuff, and it's really actually a really cool job. It takes a lot. I mean, if you're not going live and you go through a lot of chips, you have to buy lots of chips. Those cost money. You go through phones taping and stuff. And I really do need a new phone. Um, these new phones, they sure don't last long like they used to, where they would go for years. It's like you got about a 1 year life on these phones. I would like to get uh, the Samsung Note 10 Plus because of the video capabilities on it and stuff and storage capabilities. I think that would be just ideal. Um, I wanted to get the Samsung A5 one because I have the A50 because the one is got the more updated software and stuff than this one, and it's better for the lives. But it's really hard to get one of those right now, even used. So yeah. So I don't know. I'm just gonna probably have to do what I got for now. You know. Um. So this phone got cracked because I dropped it doing auction storages. I set it on a box and walked by the box and knocked it off of there and hit the concrete in the storage unit and messed it up. So it's kind of problematic. So, but I mean, at least I own the phone. But yeah, that's kind of about it. But I'm trying to get these storages cut down so it's less money. You know, I just really, especially to move. I mean, it would be so much easier to move if I can, get most of this commercial stock sold. So I don't know. I don't know. But I just wanted to jump into YouTube for a minute, say hi to everybody. Yeah, I might do another vlog in a little bit. 'Cause I gotta go get a spot and go 99 night. So I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a really great one. Do something kind for a stranger, and I will see you in the next one. I love you guys, and thanks, Inspirational Nomad, for coming by.